Now I have a problem, because ever since the hit show Squid Game released 4 years ago, I've always wanted to be a contestant on it. But there are two main issues with that. One, it doesn't exist. Two, I would die. So I figured if I can't be in Squid Games, maybe I can taste Squid Games. The Dalona cookie is the most iconic food on the show, but I never once heard anyone mention how it tastes. So I decided it's my mission to try it and rank all the Squid Game snacks out there, starting with the basic trees and working our way up to some of the more bizarre ones. What am I looking at? Right in front of you, you'll see over 15 unique Squid Game snacks. I'm gonna try all of them tonight. We do have this categorized into like 3 different arcs. The first arc will just be your basic snacks, your chips and whatnot. The second arc will be mealtime. We have some meals and a dessert to go with it. And then the last arc is probably the most unique part. If you guys know the Squid Game Dalgona, it's revolving all around that. And your boy even made his own little Squid Game tin, but there's a little special surprise in this that I'll show you guys a little later. Also, another little special thing we have here is this Squid Game Takchi. If you remember from the show, it's like when you like slap the paper down. I don't really know what's inside of this, but I've been told it's edible, so this will be a little present for us to unwrap in the end. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm wearing the Squid Game fit. I don't have the number though. I'm like a secret character they haven't unlocked yet, so I'm numberless right now. So what do we think? Yeah, look at that. Oh, she thick. Look at that. Here we'll have our first group of foods. This is Squid Game chips. It's called Jambong chips, which if you don't know, Jambong is like a seafood noodle dish in Korea, and they've encapsulated that flavor into the form of chips. Oh my god, just like a complete aroma of flavors hit you in the face immediately. Aside from the initial burst, I don't really smell much of the chip. You can't really see it. Dude, there's like no chips in here, man. Look at that. Look at that air to chip ratio. Oh, this is weird. It looks like sun chips. I thought these would be more red, like the packaging, like the little soup, but like they look pretty bland. So, I don't know. I had high expectations for this. Oh, that's not what I expected. I'm confused. These things have like no flavor. I'm not gonna lie, I had the highest expectations for this. I think we put this sucker in a B tier. As a rice snack, it's fine. But the fact that it was marketed as like seafood noodle chips, it's a little disappointing. I'd rather have like the actual food itself. We move on to, honestly, one of my favorites growing up are ramen snacks. It's your very basic ramen palette, right? There's no flavor on this, but usually how it works is that it comes with a little sauce packet. I believe this is like where the squid flavoring is, so we gotta like mix it around. Okay, this sounds pretty counterintuitive, but you actually put it back in the bag. Okay, you don't eat it right away. Okay, you get this little ramen seasoning and you pour it in like you're making like a stock, like a soupy stock. You want to close it up and you want to like shake it up like a little purse, like a little coin purse, like jingle jingle jingle. So you want to like crunch it into like little bits and pieces. Oh, that's a very strong squid flavor. I didn't even smell the seasoning until now. Oh, man. That's a... Whoa. That's such a strong flavor. That puts the seafood chips to shame. This actually tastes like real seafood. It really does have like a real squid flavor to it. I'll give my overall review once I have both flavors so I can get like a good balance of both. So here we have the second choice you guys pick. It's a super spicy flavor. Let's see how much different this is. Korea doesn't mess around with their ramen. If they say something spicy, it's usually spicy. So I'm curious to know what this is like. Let's get all of it in there. Why not? Throw it all in. This is a very familiar taste. Usually like spicy ramen, at least for Korean snacks, they all have like a very similar flavor note. It does have a kick to it, I will admit that, and I'm someone with a pretty high spice tolerance. I definitely like the squid one more, because I think that has like more of a flavor identity to it. If I take the average between both the ramen snacks I just had, I think A tier is just fine for it. The packaging doesn't lie on these ramen snacks. The chips one, I don't know what happened there. We're gonna head into dinner time now. We have Squid Game mini wontons. It is very tiny. You can't really... Okay, well, it's a good thing that I prepared a second wonton. I've never had something this small before. I've had a lot of microwave dumplings in the past. I've had a lot of homemade dumplings in the past. This is kind of just mid. It tastes a little too artificial than like the average frozen dumpling. I'm not too impressed. It doesn't have any like Squid Game flavor to it. I think it's literally just Squid Game packaging. So it's like, it's whatever. I'm gonna put that in C tier. I think it could have been much, much better. It's not inedible, but it's just like, I wouldn't get it again. These are called bung or bang, which is basically a Korean waffle fish. This is a very popular dessert dish in Korea. It's like a fish shell. It doesn't taste like fish, okay? It's like bread. It's like a bready shell. And inside, it can be customizable. And today, we actually have 3 different flavors of these bad boys. We got the sweet custard, the corn and cream, and the red bean. I don't know why I got all 3. Honestly, I could have gone away with just one, but I like a little variety in my life. I would ask you guys to pick which one we should taste first, but in all honesty, I can't even tell. They all look the same. So it's kind of like we're gonna have a little bit of a Russian roulette kind of deal. So I'm gonna give it a taste, give you guys my reaction, and I'll try to decipher what flavor it is. So let's try fish number 1. Oh, instantly I knew what this was just on texture alone. This is a sweet corn and custard flavor. The only reason why I know this is that even if I couldn't tell by the flavor, there are like little corn bits in them. And honestly, it's pretty good. It has some nice sweetness to it, but it's not too overwhelming. Honestly, that's probably my favorite thing we've had so far tonight. So I'm interested in the other ones now. Oh my, it just busted open. Wait, this might be my new favorite. So I believe this is the sweet custard filling, which is like the more basic one. It's not as adventurous as the other 2, but it's really nice. Again, it's not too sweet. It's not too offensive. It's like just the right amount. The final fish. This one's crunchier. This is the one I was most excited for. This is the red bean fish. As you can see, it looks hella dusty inside. It's not like very smooth. I don't know if I had it sitting out for too long, but it's supposed to be like a little like melty, but it's not. Honestly, these have to be my favorite snacks so far of the stream. Even though I didn't enjoy all 3 flavors, I enjoyed most of them. And I think that's enough to warrant our first S tier. Beautiful. At least we found something that slaps. It is called Topoki, which is, if you don't know, it's Korean rice cake. And tonight we have, again, 3 different flavors to choose from. We have the sweet and spicy sauce, hot and spicy sauce, and then finally, cheese flavored sauce. Now, this requires a bit of a setup. You need to pour some water in it and then microwave it, but I have some hot water prepared. So let me actually get these all prepared and I'll bring the hot kettle here. So what it comes inside with each package is like the dry rice cakes themselves, along with the sauce packets, which I presume. Most like snack things I've had, I just eat it straight out the packaging. A lot of this requires assembly, which is I don't know, good and bad thing. This is like IKEA. How are you comparing to assembling a Korean snack to a Swedish furniture shop? Oh, that's like a devilish red right there. This is a cheese flavored sauce. And then we have the one I'm looking forward to the least, the hot and spicy. So let's open that one. How red is it gonna be? Oh, that is so red. Now, I don't really have high expectations for this kind of stuff. I've never had pre-packaged rice cakes like this. Usually I get them from restaurants. It's like a deep red color. I really can't show too much without spilling it. So this is the sweet and spicy sauce. Oh, that's a strong smell. I mean, it's cooked. It has no flavor though. I taste nothing. Let me drink the broth straight up. Oh, that's not a pleasant taste. Not only did the rice cake not really blend into the sauce, but the sauce itself is not anything to write home about, which doesn't give me high hopes for the next 2. I'm trying to show the cheese. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just cheesy goodness. I'm just gonna drink the broth. I don't know. It tastes so artificial. Honestly, I think I put too much water in, but even if I did less water, I don't think that would have enhanced the flavor much more. This is the hot and spicy sauce. Okay, for some reason, that's the least cooked of them all. Yeah, you know what? I'm good on that. This makes it pretty easy. I don't really know what I just consumed. I don't know what happened to the rice cakes. I think it's the easiest F tier I've ever done for any of my tier list. This should not classify as a meal. So this leads us to our last arc with the Squid Game Dalona section of the video. Logically, if the category is Dalgona focus, we should try the original snack itself. The big, beautiful Squid Game iconic tin that has the Dalgona cookie inside of it. Now chat, I have a bit of confession. When I was making this the other day, it took me over 1 hour just to make this one single cookie. The sugar kept solidifying or it just would not mix well. And after 1 hour of hard work and labor slaving over stove, Bros, this is what we're left with. And if you couldn't tell, the freaking cookie cutter molded with the cookie. Now you might be wondering, Radoukens, how that happened? I got so excited when I finally got the cookie mold into place. I put the mold in there and I just put the lid back on. A few hours later, I look at it again and I forgot to take the freaking cutter out. So it's part of the cookie now, which upsets me because I have the needle too. I can't cut into the crevices because the crevices is occupied by the mold. Oh, this thing is hard as a rock. Oh man. Can I even get the cutter out? Come on. Dude, it is glued in there. I have to break the cutter. I have to break the cutter or the cookie will not come out. Come on. This is so pathetic. Oh, damn it. Okay, you know what? I got some pieces on the side here. We got some pieces. I think that's good enough for a taste test. Got some good texture. So if you don't know, the ingredients for this are very basic. It's literally just two things: sugar and baking soda. So you're not really gonna get anything too fancy with this. It's a burnt sugar cookie. It's a pretty simple food product, so I think we could give it a pretty simple rating. B tier. The process itself, a complete nightmare to make. But flavor, it's just sugar. You really can't get too mad with sugar. Next on the list, we have the Dalona honey cookie. I actually love the packaging on this. It goes super hard. Oh, okay, so it's a bag within a bag. But bam, a little sticky. It has a nice little texture to it though. I'm pretty sure I've had this growing up in like different various Korean households, like family, friends and all. Oh, it is hard as a rock. So initially it is pretty hard, but it has like a bit of a hard shell. Once you pierce through that, it kind of has like a dusty cookie texture to it. I think it's a pretty nice flavor to it. It vaguely resembles a Dalgona cookie flavoring. I think that's just like the marketing of it. It has like a nice little sweet hint of honey and cinnamon, which I think is a pretty safe flavor combination for a cookie. I enjoy that. The honey Dalgona cookie, let's put that in A tier. Not too bad. The hard shell kind of throws me off, but once you get past that, you have a nice little treat for yourself. Another sweet Dalgona treat, it is the Dalgona chocolate chip cookies, also Netflix endorsed. This doesn't really have any Squid Game iconography on it. It has like a merry-go-round, which I don't know if it's a reference to season 2, but that's about it. Not too much going on. So it's a box and another packaging. It's not a whole cookie, but it is a cookie. Let's give it a bite. Whoa, this reminds me of like a European biscuit. Like, I think British people would go stupid for this. I'm not the biggest fan. It kind of tastes like an old person snack. I think grandma and grandpa will go crazy for this with like a good cup of tea. I think B tier. It's not like awful. It's there. If you do enjoy coffee, then you might enjoy this little treat we have right here. A Dalgona latte. It's an empty cup, but comes with a straw and then the Dalgona latte mix. Oh yeah, it's a powder thing. Oh my, what is with these snacks and their powders? There's so much. Yeah, you can get like a little, it kind of like chocolate milk, to be honest. What's your favorite anime? My favorite anime is Squid Game. Ew, I don't understand the hype with coffee, man. It has no taste. Oh, it's hot. It tastes like nothing. It just tastes like pure bitterness. Chat, I've never been a coffee person. I never owned a cup of coffee in my entire life. If I am ever tired, I usually just take a fat nap. Probably should have read the instructions. I am not a coffee person. I think coffee is kind of yucky. I don't taste any hint of Dalgona in this. I don't know what happened here. So F tier is where you'll sit, buddy. Here we have Squid Game jelly. I don't know what that means. I bought it online and it just said Squid Game jelly and I'm like, oh, that's edible. But I'm a little confused by this packaging. Is it like a raw ingredient? Should I have not bought this? Bro, what is that? Like, what am I looking at? It looks like something died and expired in there. Ooh. Oh, I just spilled something like that. I don't know what just happened. Oh. I almost just fell. Okay, Squid Game. It has a very, very faint Dalgona taste. Other than that, there really is no sweetness to it or any like other flavoring. Dude, this thing is suffocating me. I need to. Oh. Something tells me this isn't a snack. I genuinely do believe this is like a raw ingredient for like a bigger food you're supposed to make. F tier. Like, I don't know why this exists, man. Put that back. This shouldn't be on the shelves. That leads us to our finale, what we've been waiting for. This mysterious dakji. The packaging is pretty subtle. It has like the Squid Game colors and like the Squid Game henchman in the back. Pretty cool. Says game over. And we got... Whoa, that's cool. It's like we got a little invitation letter. Da-na-na-na. What am I looking at? This looks like a bunch of like nerds that are like taped to a fruit roll-up. Oh my god, that's literally nerds. Ooh, it tastes like soap. Compared to all the snacks we had today, this was a very good palate cleanser. I think I'll put that in A tier. It's not S tier because it tastes way too artificial. It's probably very unhealthy. It's just nerds on a piece of like sugary paper. But honestly, not too bad. Overall, chat, right there, that is our Squid Game tier list for tonight. Would I get Squid Game snacks again in the future? Probably not. But this was a fun experience overall. Hey, thank you so much for watching and shout out to all the members. Now if you want to see me rank even more food, then check out this video here.